Alright, boys, so today is a day that I've been waiting for forever. I have secured the flex. I have a carbon fiber hood ready to install. This is the AMS GT hood for the Nissan 350Z. So obviously right now it's in my super messy room, but like this thing is just beautiful. But before we install it, I do have a couple things I need to do on my 350Z first, so let's get to that. Alright, so my car hasn't been running, and I was about to show you guys why, but then I came outside, and the package to make it run is here also. So, I'm actually going to be installing that as well. So this is going to be a lot of stuff that I'm doing in this video. So, let's first get to the engine bay, and then I'll explain why I have my stock taillights out here. Alright, so why isn't my engine running? It's pretty simple. I was replacing that kinetics manifold that I put on my car last year around this time because the gasket is a quart gasket, and you guys will see it all in the video if you guys want to go check that out. But basically that gasket is trash, and especially with how much oil my Z was spitting, it wore it out super quick. So anyways, I was replacing that and everything was all good. Then I was going to line this up, and the vacuum line that's connected to the air intake hose completely snapped off. So that's the reason that I haven't been driving the Z. And obviously something you'll notice is that though that kinetics manifold and the intake I no longer have, and I don't recommend either of those things. But it was a cool video, and it was kind of a cool like playing around with performance mods type thing. So obviously if you've been following me, you know that I've almost completely ditched anything regarding performance, aside from my Tomei, of course. But I'm going to get this back together, get it running, and then I'll explain those taillights. Alright, so we got the stock intake tube back on, everything's hooked up good, and then the stock intake manifold, or upper plenum, is good too, so that should provide a better seal than that kinetics one that I had. So I'm going to replug the battery, and then we're going to get to the taillights. Alright, so the reason that I'm putting these stock taillights on is because when I try to do wide open throttle, when I step on it on my Z, the fuel, it's like it cuts, and I'm not getting the power, it's completely gone. And so my initial thought was, okay, so I just got to replace the fuel pump. I replicated the issue for a mechanic just to see, what he was thinking, and he was saying something like, oh, it doesn't really sound like the fuel pump, it sounds more like something's wrong with your voltage. At first I was like, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. And then I just started looking up more into the forums on my symptoms, and the LED taillights, the cheap ones, can cause a problem with it causes voltage issues in the 350Z. So basically I'm going to take these out, put the stock ones in, and then see if that fixes it. It also could have been the intake manifold, because of that gasket, how bad it was. That could have been the issue too, but we're just going to do all the fixes here, and then see what happens. So it might still happen, it might just be the fuel pump, but before I get to buying and replacing a fuel pump, I'd rather just see if I can do it without spending any money. So alright, these stocks are back on. I'm not a huge fan of the DE tails, but if it fixes my issue, then I can live with it for a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can get a cold start for you guys. Alright, so one thing I did notice is it had a little bit of a rough start, but I'm assuming that's because I put on the stock intake manifold, so it's relearning. The revs are kind of going up and down a little bit, so I'm hoping that that will fix the issue, because I really don't want to deal with another misfire. I also have a K&N airflow filter in there as well, so it might be adjusting to that. But I'm gonna move the hoopty, which I need to show you guys later, and then take it for a drive, and then we'll get to that carbon fiber hood. Alright boys, so I'm driving the Z. It's still kind of having a cut towards the very, I'm thinking 6,000 RPM. Normally it's usually around 3 or 4,000. So that's a sign of improvement. The only thing that I can think is maybe it's just still relearning, so I'm just gonna drive it around for a while. Then I'll update you guys when I get back. Alright boys, so it was not my taillights. I'm still having the issue. It's still cutting out. At first it was at 6,000. Now it's starting to get down to like 4,000-ish. So that kind of sucks, but at the same time that means I can rock my LEDs still. And they're so much nicer than the DE tails. But right now I'm just going to get some coffee, scoop up Christian, and then we're going to install the hood, which is what you guys have been waiting for. Alright, can I just get a small Carmelicious blended?
Anything else for you?
Nope, that'll be it. Alright. So, apparently scooters is like a Midwestern thing. I'm not entirely sure. But every time I talk to any of my California people or my Arizona people, they have no idea what scooters is. So it's not that special, but it is pretty good. The coffee has been secured. Alright, it's all ready to install. So the hood install is pretty simple. The hard part is actually lining it up right, and making sure that it's even on each side. But all you have to do to take the hood off is just these 2 bolts right here, which you can barely see. But I think it'll be easy. It'd be easier with 3 people, but right now we just have 2. Okay, so the stock hood is off. It was super easy, and the nice thing, since it's under the hood really, is nothing's rusted, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So that stresses me out because it makes me feel like we're gonna crack the hood. They're putting all the pressure on the top, or yeah, on the top of the hood. But we just gotta line it up, and then we'll be straight.
Should have done it slowly.
2018, what does that say? Number 05. I wonder if that means it was made in 2018.
Yeah, it was number 5.
It was number 1.
Damn.
You want it? You can drop it down so I can get it. Fuck you.
Yo, no, this pissing me off. I don't like how you tore it. You left some residue.
I don't know, nobody's gonna see it.
How do I close it? Like, work? You won't close it. You close it.
Did you get it? Oh.
I'm not trying to dent something or crack something. It cracks. Crack it down. So that's how that works.
So I'm keeping the stock colored eyelids for now just because I'm not really worried about it at the moment. The fitment on it is, it's alright.
Alright. Hey, it's good enough, alright?
But this side is perfectly fine. It's just that when we get to this side, then that's when you really start seeing kind of like a little bit of a gap, and then it's a little bit lowered. So I hit up Jeff to see what we can do about that, but at least good. Alright boys, so that's going to wrap up today's video. I'm super happy with how it turned out. So right now we're just taking some pictures in this, like, under this underpass. It's pretty cool, a little bit sketchy, but yeah, no, I'm super excited. So that's actually going to conclude what I'm doing for what I'm going to call Yumi 2.0. So the next thing, probably after that, well, you guys will find out, but thanks for watching.